2019 was trash.
27 hearts beat.
Hey guys, so today I am going to be reflecting on my 2019. As you can see by the title and by my little intro, my 2019 was not the best year. And it was the most stressful year of my entire life. Honestly, if I have a more stressful year later on, I might just die. We don't want that to happen. But yes, this year was honestly so stressful, and I just want to reflect on it, kind of do my yearly reflection, but on camera. I pretty much do this every year, not a video, but I reflect on the year, whether that's in writing or just thinking, talking, however. But I kind of want to start doing a yearly reflection on my channel, just kind of talking about my year, the ups, the downs, whatever was going on. And I wanted to start with this year because I have a lot to talk about and I have a lot to say. So pretty much this video might end up turning into a rant video just because, like I said, this year was not that great for me. I'm just spitting out my mind. So I would appreciate it if there wasn't any hate, talking about how I could have done better or this and that. I know, and I am going to better myself in 2020. I am speaking it into the world right now that my 2020 is going to be 100 times better than my 2019. Because if my 2020 is the same as my 2019, again, I might just like fall over and not exist anymore. Before I get started with this video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel down below, follow my social media, and also don't forget to follow my Etsy shop. By the time I post this video, I'm not sure if my Etsy shop will be live or not, but follow the Instagram. It's going to be the first thing in the description box down below. Also, don't mind my appearance. You know, I decided to dress and look the way I feel on the inside, which is like a blob of, I don't know, but that's how I feel. So if I look it, there you go. The start of 2019 was actually not that bad. 2019 kind of started, I feel like, the same as other years have started. I was kind of getting sick a little bit more often than I feel like I normally do, but I guess it's not like the weirdest thing for me. The beginning of 2018, I was in and out of the emergency room and the hospital. If you want a story on that, I can let you guys know about that. But the start of 2019 was a lot better, I guess, than the start of 2018, but nothing too drastic. At the time, I was working at CVS, and so, you know, I had a job, I was working, wasn't the best, but I was working. And then the end of April is when I decided that I was going to quit my job. I know, I mean, you guys have heard the story. If you haven't, I will put it in the iCard above. I quit my job before I had another job, which I know, stupid on me. At the time, I felt like it was the right thing for me to do. I do not regret that decision. I would do it again if I was still in that same situation. I felt like it was the best thing for me to leave that job. I was still in school, and I was also getting like financial aid money back from going to school, so I was like, you know what, it'll give me time to find a job, I can graduate and move on with my life. So I didn't feel that it was the worst thing in the world for me to quit my job at CVS. So I left my job at CVS in the end of April. My last day was actually April 20th. After that, I was supposed to have started an internship. That's a whole other story, with the lady trying to send me somewhere that was like an hour and a half away from my house every day, and I still had to go to school, and then she never contacted me back. It was a whole ordeal. Honestly, I did not, it wasn't very professional and whatever. I really wish I could have done that because it would have been a great opportunity, but that was kind of adding to my stress because I was trying to talk to this lady, trying to get things set up so I could go start, but it kind of never happened, and it fizzled away, and she kind of just stopped responding to me and couldn't find me somewhere to go. That sucked. I didn't stress too much about that because I was like, it's an internship, maybe I can find another one. I was going to school, but at this point I quit in April at CVS, and then all of May I didn't have a job, but I wasn't really looking for a job. Like I said, I had money that I was getting from the school because I was taking summer classes. Now, it wasn't a lot, like it was not a lot at all, but it was something. It helped me basically pay for my bills and everything like that. So that helped a lot. And then July, so basically the very end of June and all of July, I decided I was going to get a job at Amazon. Now, I knew when I was going to like apply and go start working there that I probably wasn't going to like it. Working at an Amazon warehouse is literally a warehouse job, you know, manual labor, moving boxes, things like that. And I knew right off the bat that I wasn't going to like it, but I was just like, you know, I need some money. So I worked there for about a month. It was like a month and some change. And at that point, I kind of was over it. I was like, you know what? It's not for me. There's nothing about the job itself, like there wasn't, the people or anything like that. But I just wasn't vibing with the job. I was missing work, because I just didn't want to go. And again, I know that sounds bad. It sounds bad. I probably shouldn't share this on the internet. People already probably think I'm like a childish, not hard worker, whatever. I would go to work, I would do everything I needed to do, but I was constantly getting hurt. I was constantly getting boxes falling on my head, like heavy boxes falling on my feet, crushing my fingers. Honestly, it became to the point where it was just too much for me. I was like, you know what? I'm over this. Like, deuces to y'all. I can't do it here. Can't do it. And then on top of that, I picked a shift that I shouldn't have picked, which again is my own fault. But they didn't allow you to switch your shift for 3 months. And at this point, I was only a month in, and I was like, I can't even make it to 3 months. So my last day at Amazon was August the 10th, and that was actually my last day of college as well. So I became a college graduate on the same day that I quit my job at Amazon. Pretty much, I again was okay with quitting that job, have no regrets to leaving that job. Like, it wasn't for me, and I knew that, and it was okay. My mindset was, I graduated now, I can go get a job that requires a bachelor's degree. I don't know if I've ever talked about what I went to college for or anything like that, but I did get my bachelor's of science in health systems management. Now everyone's always like, well, what is that? What can you do with that? At this point, I don't even know what I can do with it. But basically, it's kind of like health administration, but more so management side. The only thing I hated about this program, and like I'm so happy I graduated, but the only thing I truly hated about the program was that there was no segue, I guess, into the working world. There was no internship requirement. There wasn't any class that talked about the types of jobs you should try to get after you graduate. Nothing like that. So basically, after I graduated, I felt like I was just thrown out into the world, and it's like, all right, there you go. And I have this degree, and I'm like, I have no idea what I can do with it. Because every job I've been applying for, every entry-level job, anything that I've been applying for wants experience. And that has been the hardest and most stressful struggle for me in finding a job, is that they want experience. And I'm like, how am I supposed to get experience if you're not going to hire me for this entry-level position? Like, I just graduated from college. I have this degree, but I feel like I can't do anything with it. That has probably been one of the biggest stresses on my life this year, other than money, which we'll get into that in a minute. And I know that there's a lot of people out there that probably don't use their degrees in their life. Feeling like I can't even use it to get a job that has nothing to do with my degree is also frustrating, because there are jobs out there that just want you to have a bachelor's degree. They don't really care what it's in, and I've applied for those jobs. Let me tell you, I've applied for probably hundreds of jobs since I graduated from college. And I just, like, I don't know where I fit in, because people see that I have this degree, but then they're like, well, that's not what we're wanting to focus in. So now I'm like, did I waste my time in college? Did I get a degree that I can't do anything with? Do I need to go back to do something else, but I don't want to go back to get another bachelor's degree? I don't know if I want to go get my master's. That's been a very big stress on my life ever since August. Because before that, I was stressed about school and finishing school and everything like that, but that does not compare at all to now. Honestly, I've said it multiple times to people, and I've only been graduated since August, that I already miss school. Like I said, I don't know if I'd go back, but I feel like I miss going to school, because I miss having something to do every day. I miss the experiences and everything. Literally, I just sit at home now and I just search for jobs and try to better myself, but it's been so stressful. So moving away from career, I mean, I still don't have a job right now. It's the end of 2019. I have basically been jobless for most of 2019. From April until now, I've only had a job for 1 month. So going into like September-ish time, so basically the middle of September is when my financial aid refund money like ran up, or I used it all for my bills. Again, that was a struggle. However, I was doing Uber Eats, which I don't think I said already. So I was basically relying on Uber Eats to supply all of my income that I needed for my bills. I was trying to budget as best as I could, but I obviously wasn't making consistent money, and it depended on how much I drove, if the days were good days or bad days. So that was kind of stressful, because some days I'd make great money, some days I'd make no money or like dollars. That was pretty stressful. And after the financial aid money kind of ran out, it became a lot more stressful, because I had nothing to fall back on. I literally had no money coming in except for Uber Eats money. I had no money in savings. I had nothing. It was all gone. That became very, 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 very stressful. Money has been the biggest stress, the thing that has made me cry and pull my hair out and just want to like lay in the bed and just never leave because I've been so stressed about money. So pretty much that was my September. Nothing else really happened in September. October, I was getting interviews. I was getting quite a lot of interviews. However, a lot of my interviews ended up being for like insurance sales agent jobs. But basically for that job, you have to have money to even start the job, because at least where I live, you have to get an insurance license to be able to sell the insurance stuff. One, I don't even know if I would be a good salesman, but I would have tried it. But I did not have enough money to do it. I did get a couple other job interviews for like desk jobs and things like that, things I would have wanted to have done, but either I wasn't a good fit for their company, or the company themselves was trying to hire someone like right out of high school. So that happened with quite a lot of the jobs, but most, like I said, most of the jobs that were calling me for interviews were these sales insurance jobs. That became very frustrating because I was applying for so many other types of jobs that when I would read the description of the job and the qualifications, I was like, I fit into this so perfectly, yet I'm not getting a call. And it's been on and on and on. So that was basically all of October. I had a couple of interviews. I was still doing okay with Uber Eats. I was still making enough money to pay the majority of my bills. November rolls around. November 1st. Literally the first day of November is supposed to be a new month, a good month, and I get into a car accident. Thank God no one was hurt. Honestly, there wasn't really any damage. The other person's car there was literally not even a scratch. However, I guess the impact was strong enough for the sensor in my car to deploy the airbags, so it deployed in my face and it hurt a lot. When I say a lot, like, it didn't hurt a lot at first, but the after effects of that's never happened to me before, and I'm so happy. Like, there was no effects to my face, like it just like was a little bit red and sore, but like the internal of like this area was awful. The worst pain I think I've ever felt in my life. Like my head, because the impact was so strong that like literally my whole head hurt, and it hurt to the touch. Like my scalp was sensitive. Like touching it, rubbing it, anything, it hurts so bad for like 2 days, and it was awful. Literally awful pain. So that added to my stress, the car accident itself. Luckily there was no claim filed or anything like that. I think the other guy felt bad for me, and since there was no damage to his car or anything, I was like, you know, you're good to go if you want to go. Like, if you want to file something, we can, but if you would like to just go, you can go. So he went, and I had to wait for my parents. I waited for my parents, and my boyfriend came to where the accident was. I felt so bad because I was kind of sitting on the side of the road, and there was so much traffic already, and I'm just kind of like, my car is stuck in the middle of this traffic because I didn't know if I could move it, and I kind of didn't really even want to get back in the car. My car is still not fixed. It's sitting in my front yard, the same as it was on November 1st after that happened. I was so stressed. I remember just crying because I was so stressed. I wasn't in pain or anything, but I was so stressed because at the time I was already getting emails and calls and letters in the mail about my car being repossessed because that was the one bill that I kind of had pushed off and I felt was the, I guess, least important, which at the time, I don't know if I would have done that differently and paid something else, paid my car before something else. Because when it comes to bills, at the end of the day, they're all important, so it's very hard to pick and choose. I was already stressed that they were probably gonna come take my car, and then this happened. I get into a car accident, and now I can't even drive my car. Like I said, it's the end of December now, and I still don't have a car to drive. That was basically the worst thing in November, the very beginning of November. From then on, I haven't had a car, so I haven't been able to do Uber Eats. So basically that means I haven't had any form of income since that happened to me. These last 2 months of 2019 have been probably the worst. These 2 months have been the most stressful of the entire year. These 2 months have made this year the most stressful for me. Basically because I just haven't had a car, I'm not able to do anything, I don't have a job. I am stuck in my room in this confined space to do nothing all day. Like I've been very excited about starting my crochet business. That's something I have learned while I've been stuck in my room all this time. So I'm very happy about that. Again, check it out in the description down below. Support your girl, you know, help me be less stressed. That is something I have been doing, but I've been really struggling with motivation. Having motivation to even get out of bed in the morning, knowing that I have nothing to do, nothing to look forward to because I'm just gonna be in this room all day. Like, having no motivation is the worst thing. I don't get ready. There's days where I'm just like, I just don't get up and get ready. I might take a shower and just come lay back in the bed. Like, that's it, and it's awful, and I need to not be like that. but it's really hard for me. It's been really hard. So basically, you know, I don't want to sound like I'm complaining, because I'm not. I'm really just venting. I know that there are changes I need to make, and there are things that I need to do. I need to work harder. I need to do this and that, and I'm going to do that. I'm going to do those things. I just want to let you guys know kind of what's been going on with me and how I've been doing and stuff like that. I feel like, you know, we have that type of connection, and I want to share this stuff with you guys. So that's pretty much been it. There have been hard times, like with family and stuff like that. Very recently I've had someone pass in my family, and that's been really hard on me. I'm a very like emotional person. Like, I'll admit it to anyone, I'm emotional. So when things happen, I just kind of break down. And so that's been very hard on me, especially around the holiday time. It kind of makes the holidays kind of suck for me. Like, I'm not very happy right now during the holiday time. Like, when I'm filming this, Christmas is in 2 days, I think. And I'm not really looking forward to it at all. It's just, this year hasn't been my year. So I'm hoping that 2020 is my year. I'm just speaking it into existence. I'm speaking it out into the world that 2020 is going to be my year. And it's going to be better, because I can't do this. I cannot do this again. I cannot do this again. But that's pretty much been my 2019. Like I said, your girl's still struggling. I don't want to say it as like a joke. I feel like in a lot of my videos, I talk about how I'm unemployed and how I don't have any money, and I kind of joke about it. And that's, I guess, in some ways my way of coping with the fact that I am the way I am right now. But honestly, I am like dying inside, and I am struggling, because it's really hard, and it's not really just something where I can just snap my fingers and things will be changed. Yes, I try to joke about it, but at the same time, I am human. I am struggling. I am going through a lot right now, but I've really been enjoying making videos this year. That's one thing that I have had to fall back on, is my YouTube channel. Although my YouTube channel has caused me some stress, and it's really hard for me to keep up sometimes. And you know, I have made videos this year that, you know, people haven't liked, and I've gotten a lot of not so good feedback on. I take that with a grain of salt, and I move on with my life, basically, is how I take it. I do hope in 2020 that I do grow on my YouTube channel. I have been doing YouTube for quite a while now, and that is another thing that kind of like, I don't think it stresses me out, but it kind of bums me out that my YouTube channel is not really growing the way I thought it would. Like, didn't think I was going to be huge, but I thought I would be, you know, in a different place than I am right now, basically. But I love everyone that watches my videos. If you're watching this right now, I love you. And if you'd like to share my videos or my channel with your friends, your family, whoever, feel free, because I would love to reach more people with my content. I would also like to say that if there are any requests that you have for me in 2020, leave them in the comments down below, because I love to get requests and do different types of videos for you guys. But that's basically all I have for this video. I don't even know how long this video is. It's probably super long, but if you stayed to the end of this video, give this video a thumbs up. Let me know down below how your year went. How was your year? Did you have a great year? I hope you enjoyed hearing about my year. Again, this is in no way me complaining about my year. I mean, I guess in a way it kind of is, but it's not a way for me to gain any type of pity. I don't want anyone to be mad at me for any of the things I've said or anything like that. Like, this is just me venting and reflecting on 2019. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. It's going to be right down below. Just click that red button so you can come into 2020 with me. We're going to have a great year, just so you know, so you don't want to miss any of it. Also, don't forget to follow me on social media. It's going to be somewhere on the screen and in the description box down below. Also, don't forget to check out my Etsy Instagram and my Etsy page for all things crochet. There will be new things to come. It'll be the first thing in the description box down below. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.